everybody, this is Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. We are your friendly neighborhood Beeroes. Ty, and this is Kev to my left.
Sup, guys?
And this is our first live episode of 2017.
Yes,
we hope you
it
enjoyed
is.
our nice big episode of the movies coming out in 2017, the big recap, which was last week.
Yeah, I love that one.
And this week, we got going on another State of the DCEU. That was our first episode ever, remember that?
Yeah.
And now,
It's time to go back.
to start 2017 live,
Yeah.
we're going to go back to it and talk about a few of the DCEU stuff.
Yeah, should we be nervous? Shouldn't we be nervous? I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll figure it out.
But I guess that'll lead to the first live beer of the week.
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time you said live within the past few minutes, I don't know if I would have to work. I'd probably still have to work.
Yeah, you'd have.
I can take like 3 days off or something.
You'd have like 15 cents.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
I think we should
Beer it up.
go into the, what is that called? For
The
now?
Heroes chest.
The Heroes chest.
For now.
For now.
Unless somebody comes up with something cooler. But good luck with trying to come up with something cooler. We ready?
I think we're ready. Wait, hold on. I'll give you the drum roll. Ready?
Oh, okay. I'm going to close it again. There we go. That's your drum?
Yeah.
Nobody can hear it.
Well, Mike's right by my knee, so it doesn't matter. Whoa. Kev, what do we got here?
Today we got Soul Style IPA by Green Flash.
So,
And it's funny because we're doing DC. Oh, were you about to say?
yeah. So, first off, my mom got me this for Christmas
Thank you, Ty's mom.
as to use for our podcast.
She's
And
smart.
my mom and my sister liked the idea because it's the Green Flash, like the Green Arrow, the Flash, DC. What a perfect topic to talk about while having
Get it?
Soul Style IPA.
Yeah,
And actually,
mom nailed it.
I think for this year we should go and get some new, different breweries. This one's actually from San Diego. I did some research this time again. It's 2017, doing research again.
All
trying to
right,
feel
bringing
good.
the research back.
So I'm excited. I think it looks good. It's bright and tropical. I mean, it might not be that bright and tropical outside.
No.
You're around the Brighton tropics.
Yeah,
a
it
little
was.
bit. But
it was pretty bright and tropical.
it was probably nice.
Still shaking a little bit.
He's still shaking.
Yeah,
He still feels like he's on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
But anyway, so DCEU.
Yeah.
Do you
Let's
think
discuss.
do you think there's a lack of like long-term plan for this franchise? What's your opinion as overall?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. You know. Yeah. Let me drink first. I mean, how can you not be though? You know, for all DC fans, it just sucks. I mean, I'm not saying the franchise. It just the whole thing it's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
You know, because I love Man of Steel. I really did, and I'll stick by that film.
I enjoyed it too.
I was never a huge Superman fan, but after seeing Man of Steel, I became a bigger Superman fan. I loved the take on Superman. You know, I love the flashback scenes. I just think the way that the film was put together was done very well. I know the critics did not care for that film. And then we all know about Batman v Superman and how they felt about that, and then Suicide Squad, and it just stinks because I want, you know, I want so bad for a film to just work
And be successful and grab everyone's attention.
But see, that's the thing. These films are successful if you look at it like from a business standpoint.
Financially,
these films are making bank. Like there's no denying that. It's just the quality of the film. You know. We'd really appreciate, just a little more to it. I think, I mean, there's some casting choices that, I'm on the fence about, but overall, I've been very happy with that. And I just hope with, Wonder Woman coming out, that is like that's the light at the end of this.
Like the gateway to the
dark tunnel.
The awesome DCEU movie system.
Yeah, I'm really pulling for it. I'm sure a lot of people are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on. So, I personally think that obviously DC movies are under a lot of critiques. They're always under like the microscope.
Sure, of course,
of their track record.
Yeah.
But I think I say this every time a DC movie comes out. Like, I feel like this one's gonna be the one. But I mean,
we hope it's the one. Yeah. Every time.
From when we talked about the trailer of Wonder Woman last week for last week's episode.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can tell the difference between the tones of like where they live.
The Amazons.
Yeah, the Amazons. And then from the actual, like, where the whole DC universe is taking place, like, in the cities, how gloomy it is. I think they're taking more effort into setting different tones.
Yeah, I think they have to. I mean, I know, and see, the thing is with DC is, they keep going back and forth with things, because they want to separate themselves from Marvel. So, when this whole announcement of this shared universe came out, they said, well, Marvel's very, light and cheery, but we're going to be dark and brooding. And I think that only goes so far. I think with a character like Batman, of course, but I think with some of these other characters, like The Flash and even Superman, it doesn't have to be that dark. I don't mind the dark tones, but it's okay to add humor in once in a while, and it doesn't have to be so depressing.
I think it needs some humor, though. I think that'll make it more
to
lively.
break it up.
Yeah.
I really think they, and I'm a fan of dramas. I am, and but yeah, I think it would be nice to kind of add those little hints of humor and lightheartedness every once in a while.
See, my thing is like, so with Suicide Squad. They had some humor in that, right? It was more. It was on the comical side. It was dark at points.
Yeah.
But I wish that was darker. I wish other movies weren't as dark. But I was wishing for like a dark Suicide Squad with like because villains. Like obviously there could be comedy, but like I wanted to see something very gritty with that. So my expectations are like getting flip flop between all the movies that I'm seeing.
Sure. And I actually thought we were going to get more of a grittier film because David Ayer, if anybody's ever seen any of his other films, End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and Fury, it had this grit to it. So when, they announced David Ayer, I thought, I can absolutely see him doing a film about DC villains that have to team up to take care of whatever, even though the villain was just horrendous. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. For Suicide Squad, I actually wanted it to be a little darker and grittier.
I think it could have been better. Like,
there's a lot of things that could have been.
My thing is like it's villains. Like I would rather see something darker than comical. Like Deadpool, obviously that's up, like being named for being up for Grammys, right?
Or
that
Oscars,
was
right?
Oscars, sorry. Yeah. Like that kind of movie needs to be comedic. Like
sure, I mean that's that.
And obviously he's like an anti-hero, and it could have been dark, but it works better because he's funny, he makes puns, and it's the way it works.
Yeah.
I think the villains they had, like Deadshot, Harley Quinn, when they had the Joker, they're not really. Well, Joker is comedic. So is Harley Quinn, but like Deadshot, he's not a funny guy. He doesn't make jokes.
But when you have Will Smith playing him, he has to show his Will Smith side.
Yes.
And I love Will Smith. I love Will Smith as an actor, and I think Will Smith as a dramatic actor is amazing.
Yeah.
And I really loved him in that film. He was one of my favorite parts of
I agree.
that movie.
He did really well.
That scene in the alleyway where Batman came down and the daughter was standing in between the two. He can nail it as far as a dramatic actor.
But my thing is with Killer Croc. Like his name's Killer Croc.
Lord.
Like he needs to be vicious.
He's one of my favorite characters, and they did not do him justice at all.
Like you got him. Like his name, he has Killer in his name. He's supposed to be a crocodile with teeth that rips through people, and I don't think he killed anyone in the movie.
Well, yeah, I mean he killed some of those guards that came.
Okay,
but,
you're right.
But there was, I loved how they went practical with them. I think that's great.
Yes, that was smart. Not like look at it like an actual crocodile, but like kind of humanistic with
Yeah, I mean
crocodile
that's
features.
yeah. I mean they could have went all CG.
Yeah.
I mean that could have been cool. I guess it wouldn't have been bad. Maybe see him a little bigger than everybody else, but I don't know. Um, but I do want to address on something with the, you know, with Batman v Superman addressing the mass casualties and like Suicide Squad and being reshot. Um, what I don't know. What is your opinion on, you know, with Man of Steel? There was a lot of backlash for, you know, when Zod was basically trying to transform Earth into Krypton, and they don't show everything, but you know that there was a lot of casualties taking place.
Yeah.
Even in, you know, Batman v Superman, the whole Capitol scene and all that kind of stuff. Do you think it's like too much for these films? You know, are they kind of going overboard with that?
I wouldn't say that. My thing is, I like those scenes. I just think they need to have better storytelling, better like sequence editing, because they really lack, like, the beginnings really lack the story. I wouldn't say the first Superman, and the Man of Steel. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was an awesome movie. The second one, it's not there for me. Like, the story just needs to be there through editing, and they just do a bad job with it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that they could easily make a good story if they had the proper director, proper writers. That's why I have hope for Ben Affleck with the Batman movie, because he's overseen that. He's made some good movies, directed some good movies.
Yeah.
I think that is definitely going to be a shining point for the DCEU. I think the
so.
Batman film is going to by far blow everyone's minds, because they're having someone that has experience with good storytelling, good directing, and it's going to have a good plot point, and I think that's going to change people's minds. I don't think Zack Snyder is that person. I think they need to just get rid of him. He is a great cinematographer. Great.
Yeah,
beautiful shots. You can see beautiful shots the whole thing.
Absolutely.
But that does not keep people in the seats. That doesn't make people happy. Most people, unless you're in TV, don't really care about how beautiful the shots look. They want a story. They want a good story.
Sure.
And it's not getting delivered.
I have to agree. I think Zack Snyder, and I think we had said this before, Zack Snyder is all about just throwing cool shots. You know what I mean? It's just like, check this shot out. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's just like a bunch of those together, and there's no flow to it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Zack Snyder, and I said this, I think we were talking about like our top 3 picks for 2016.
Yeah.
I love his color palette. Mm-hmm. I think it's gorgeous. I think his shot, even though I know I'm like, oh, he's saying all these cool shots, but some of his shots are beautiful the way they look. And but yeah, I mean, as far as editing and making a cohesive movie that flows, that's where he struggles.
Yeah, because for Batman vs Superman, let's be real, the issues that had the first hour and a half, 2 hours, it was like I always say it's a bullet point summary.
Yeah. That
was thrown out, and then it shows the story between Batman and Superman, their conflict, and then their actual fight and the ending. Like, the actual fight and the ending was awesome.
Yeah.
But everything leading up to it was pretty much pointless to me. Like, you could have actually had a story.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I also have a question for you. So speaking about Mr. Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I think he caused a little controversy with something he said.
I was going to bring that up.
He said that he wasn't going to direct it unless it wasn't written properly, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And while he's supposed to be writing and directing it, then he took it back.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know, do you want to share your thoughts behind that? Because I thought about it a little bit.
See, so what I read was his movie that just came out, which is a reason why he's probably angry. Yes, Live by Night. No one's caring about that movie because everyone wants. He even said everyone wants to know about Batman, and he said he is 100% directing it.
Yeah. They even had that announcement at Comic-Con where they brought all the directors out, even though the Flash director has now jumped ship.
Yep.
But he was on stage. Yes.
But so, like he said he's directing it 100%, even though 2 days prior he wasn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like he was just trying to. I mean, let's be real. Celebrities want pop. They want the attention on them. Obviously, if he's gonna say something like that's gonna harm or go at Batman, all the fans are gonna flip the switch and be like, what is he talking about?
Of course.
What's going on? So the focus is on him now.
Yeah.
It's on him, and that's
Yeah.
I think that was his goal.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a great way to do it to maybe lie or whatever he was doing, but my opinion was I think he was trying to reach out and get more attention on his current movie, which he put a lot of work into.
Yeah.
It's probably great.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to go see it.
I want to.
But it's probably
good. I like those kind of films. There's like 20s gangster films. But yeah, I did see the interview on Kimmel, and he did say that Live by Night, I've been working on it for 2 years and no one gives a shit. And then this news comes out that I'm directing the Batman, and everybody's like, "Where's that effing Batman film?" And you can see the frustration on his face, and I can tell. Now, I didn't know that 2 days after he said he wasn't going to direct. I didn't hear that. I'm just hearing it right now. So that's news to me.
Yeah, because he did I forget where, I think was it Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon that he was on, and he announced that he's 100% directing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Kimmel. Yeah, he said that he was directing. Now the whole script thing, if it's not a good script, it won't happen. I don't know. He's got, and I'm maybe playing devil's advocate here, but he does have big shoes to fill. Batman is a huge name. Batman is what brings. I mean, there's other things too, but that's a big moneymaker for Warner Bros.
Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Key and point. Like, they're the moneymakers.
Yeah.
They're going to bring everyone to their seats.
I think just with what Christopher Nolan had done, that's tough. Like, I'm trying to think, damn, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it should be motivating.
I agree.
And the thing is,
that's what you should use it as, motivation to do better.
And you know what? No matter what, everybody is always going to compare this to this.
Yep.
But what he has to do as a director, as a successful director and writer, is you have to at some point get all that out of your head. Don't even think about that. Make your Batman movie. I know Ben Affleck is a huge Batman fan, and he respects the character, and he understands how much these fans care about this particular character. So, just bring it, dude. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Just get all that shit out of your head and just make a freaking awesome Batman movie. Don't worry about if it compares to Nolan stuff, because what Nolan did was brilliant, and that's its own thing. Now it's your turn.
Bring it to the
just
table.
Make a great Batman.
Bring it to the table. Show everyone that you can do just as good, not even better.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be better. Just make. When we leave the theater, go. That was an amazing Batman film.
The goal is to be better. It might not be, but you should always try to be better. So that's what's going to make the better movie.
Yeah.
And plus,
I just want a good Batman film.
Ben Affleck's being Batman for his kids. Like, his kids get to call him Batman. So he's like, all right, I got to make this movie even better. So all the DC haters or the DC critics stop talking crap about the movies.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be the one to change it around.
Well, I hope that what was I going to say? Wonder Woman is the one to change, because Batman.
I hope so too.
Apparently, they're going to start shooting in April, which I'm assuming it's going to have a 2018 release date.
Hopefully, that'd be nice.
But Wonder Woman needs to. Actually, this was a topic that I thought was very interesting on our rundown. And I don't know, did you want to say anything more before we jump to that? You sure?
Go.
Okay.
No, I have another question, but go.
Oh, you do? Oh, well.
I was thinking. So I was saying how Ben Affleck, I think, might turn things around.
Okay.
Do you think Jeff Johns is like a good fit for the DC universe?
Okay. I love Jeff Johns as a comic book writer. The man is very, very talented, and he knows his stuff. Actually, this will be a nice segue. What I just found out today is that Green Lantern Corps is it has its writers.
Oh, nice.
So David Goyer's coming back, who wrote helped write the Nolan trilogies. He's done Man of Steel. He did Blade. So he's writing along with somebody else. I can't remember their name. And Jeff Johns has ties with it as well. Now, Jeff Johns had a Justice League run for the New 52. He had like Batman Earth 1 series. He had a lot to do with Green Lantern series in the New 52. and television. and so I love Jeff Johns, and when I read Batman Earth 1, when I read it as a movie script.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've read it.
You told me to buy it.
It's great, man. The way it plays out is very movie-esque.
Okay.
And then when I heard he might be coming in, to do this as like a Kevin Feige kind of role, I guess, to compare it.
Yeah.
I do think it helps if they have, one man overseeing this stuff. Obviously, with Marvel, it works,
Yeah.
And if Jeff Johns is the guy, I don't know for sure. I don't know who else it would be. I don't think it would be a bad thing if he was. I don't know. That's a lot of responsibility for him to take on. But I mean, the guy knows his stuff. The guy knows his DC universe.
Yeah.
So I think, why not? I mean,
but even with no prior film experience,
it's
because let's be real.
It could completely sink if he was.
Storytelling is the same via comics or TV or film.
Yeah.
But the way you put it together is completely different.
Yeah. Sure.
So, I think he'd be great for overseeing the writing, overseeing maybe the storyboarding.
Okay, yeah.
But if it's overseeing anything like the directing or the editing, I just don't think his experience is there. I think they need to bring in someone else as well.
A valid point.
To oversee that. Because listen, which they need help with is the story, which I think Jeff Johns definitely would be perfect for.
I think I will side with you on this, and I think if anybody is going to oversee something, Jeff Johns should oversee the writing.
Yes.
I definitely agree with that for sure. Maybe, I don't think he should be in charge of the casting and all that kind of stuff, but the writing, yeah.
Which addresses one of the issues that I have with the DC Universe. The second is the editing, which I don't think Jeff Johns can help with. It's its own art. It's its own art form.
Yeah.
And I think they need someone, either directing skills, editing skills, to come in also and oversee that.
Yeah.
And maybe it is Ben Affleck. They could have the golden child right there to oversee that. But we don't know until we see what he has to offer with his movie. Because we've never seen Ben Affleck direct a superhero movie.
No. And it's very different. See, the thing with Ben Affleck, I think if he's going to do any superhero film, I feel like Batman is the way to go. Because if you've seen his films like The Town, The Accountant, Argo, things like that, Batman is a very grounded character.
Yes.
So I think and the tone of his films, he's the guy for Batman. If he's going to do any kind of superhero film. But when he was announced as Batman, a lot of people thought, oh, well, maybe he's going to kind of oversee the whole universe at this point. You got this Oscar-winning director. Maybe he's going to be the guy to do this.
They might have the key in front of him.
I don't know if he wants that. What I think, honestly, is that when he signed on to play Batman, it's so funny. I believe it was John Campea that said this back when they had like AMC Movie Talk.
Yeah.
He believed, and I can kind of see it now, he believed that when Ben Affleck signed on, Warner Brothers said to him, if you do this, we'll let you have fun and just start busting out your Warner Brothers films. Yeah. And look, you have The Accountant. Now Live by Night's coming out. Yeah. And it's just all this so I feel like it was, okay, I'm going to do this, but if I do this, I'm going to direct movies that I want to do.
And I agree with that, but at the same time, he's getting, obviously with issues, he's getting frustrated with people not wanting to deal with his other movies because they're so intertwined with the DC universe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know, were you want to speak or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go to the next?
I was going to say, is it time to hit the panic button for the DCEU?
Well, okay, I guess this kind of fits into the whole, which one's more important, Wonder Woman, Justice League?
Yeah.
We could all intertwine all that. Is it time to hit the panic button? I'm sure there's a lot of people that say yes, because...
I would say no.
And I would say no as well. I would absolutely say no. I know you're going to have people that are going to say yes because they're thinking, even though Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad made tons of money, with the critics and fans alike, they weren't the biggest hits. So some people will go, yeah, that's 3 films in a row, that haven't been, good in the eyes of the fans or critics. So yeah, we should hit that panic button. I don't think so. I think out of the Wonder Woman and Justice League, I would say Wonder Woman is more important right now, just because that comes out before Justice League.
Yes.
So I think that if Wonder Woman comes out, it's a success, which I'm sure it's going to make a lot of money because these films tend to do. And
it's the names. They bring the people to the seats. It's the universe. So people to the seats.
Absolutely. So if that's a success, and the critics or Rotten Tomatoes, which is our way of categorizing movies now.
No. Time out.
Oh no, I'm kind of making.
I don't even read Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even look at Rotten Tomatoes. So maybe you do, but go.
No. I'm kind of being sarcastic because
they're so dumb.
That's the way that it's just like, I'm not seeing that, bro, because it has that.
If you work at Rotten Tomatoes and you somehow watch this, I apologize, but I don't like your site.
You're like, nah, man, it's got that green squishy thing. I'm not seeing that shit.
Even though Steve does love Rotten Tomatoes,
he loves Rotten Tomatoes,
but I don't.
So if that's a success in the eyes of the critics, but more importantly in the eyes of the fans, then you'll see people's spirits lifted, and they'll go, I'm freaking excited for Justice League. I mean, I can't wait to see Justice League because, like I said before, it's all my favorite heroes in one film. And just to see them all together, like see Batman and the Flash, it's gonna be so sick. I hope it's sick, but yeah, I'd say Wonder Woman right now is more important because if that tanks and it gets torn apart, I don't want to say people aren't gonna care about Justice League because let's face it, people are still gonna go see it.
Yeah, it's the Justice League. They're not gonna not see it.
But I just really hope Wonder Woman does well, and then the DC fans can breathe a little easier. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say no to the panic button because you know what? They have to be constantly learning, right? Mm-hmm. You make mistakes, you learn from them. You can't constantly just make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Sure.
Unless you're dumb.
Hopefully they're not dumb.
I don't think they're dumb. I think they were smart to bring in Jeff Johns to oversee things. Obviously, like I said, the storytelling, I think he needs to overlook that. If they bring someone else in for editing or directing, I think that's perfect. And again, like I said, Ben Affleck could be that guy.
Yeah.
I think that Wonder Woman, just from the trailer, is going to turn some heads. It might not be perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to start making people change their opinions about the DCEU. I think there's good things to come. I'm excited for Justice League, even though I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller as Flash, but maybe he'll prove me wrong. I said I wasn't a fan of Ben Affleck as Batman, and he proved me wrong. So we'll see.
I think Ezra Miller will. I am. I love Grant. There's no denying that. I'm pro Ezra just because I've seen the guy act. And he's a phenomenal actor.
He was great in Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
I've seen him in other movies, too, and he is. The guy just gets lost in his characters, and you don't even see the actor anymore. I know Ezra Miller is probably not a name that pops up when people are talking about celebrities, but the kid can act. He really can.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised when they see him in Justice League, for sure.
As they should.
Yeah. So, where does that leave us?
I think that leaves us to wrapping up.
Man, it goes so fast.
30 minutes does go by real quick. Dang. Especially when we were recording an hour last week.
Man, I can talk for another 45 minutes.
Yeah, we've tried that.
Yeah, I know.
We got to keep it short.
I know.
But yeah, that is our take, our state of the DCEU.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed. Please let us know if you liked it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, you guys hitting that panic button?
Yeah, you hitting the panic button? Hit the crying face on this video if you think we should hit the panic button. If not, hit the heart face.
Yeah.
But as always, thank you for watching. Today's beer of the week was Green Flash Soul Style. What'd you think?
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
good.
It was just
my mom picked a good beer.
She did. She did a
Tastes like a
fantastic
good IPA.
job.
I could drink this all day. It's my second one. And how much percent was this?
Just go down real smooth. What's that?
How much percent alcohol is this?
6.5.
There we go. It's a little up there.
Yeah,
Not too high, not like Golden Monkey high.
Yeah, nah.
But it's a good beer. I would say pick it up. Go to San Diego. Go visit the Green Flash.
Yeah, if you have some time to kill.
Yeah, just go
Drive
to
over to San Diego and grab this.
fly, ship yourself over there.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's a solid IPA.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ma.
Thanks, Ma.
But thank you all for watching. And as always, have yourself a great night.
Good night, guys.
Visually stunning, yes.
You know, these fight scenes, I mean, especially if they introduce... Well, they did in Batman v Superman, the parademons, which are like their dark sides, you know, henchmen.
Yeah.
If we have a scene... Remember the Justice League War that we watched?
Yes.
So if we have a fight scene like that in a city, and we have parademons coming in, and there's a shot, and they're just... It's solo shot of each hero taking on the parademons in their own way... You know that you're gonna your mind's gonna be blown with how visually stunning it's gonna be. It's just the editing,
the storytelling, the editing.
But the writing, like the dialogue, I don't think was weak in Batman v Superman. Do you?
The beginning hour and a half, yeah.
Really?
Dude, it was like a paraphrased bullet point summary of an intro to try and jam in their first occurrences together. That's terrible writing. Terrible.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't. Terrible writing, terrible editing. You need to have a solid story from point A to point B, start to finish.
Yeah.
They had like a point A.6 to the end B, which was great. From 8.1 to 8.6, it wasn't good to me.
Yeah.
It's just, it needs to be written well. Needs to be edited well. The shots are there. Like, cinematography-wise, like we said, beautiful.
Yeah.
The shots will be there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of piecing it together the right way and writing it the right way.
And it just kind of goes to show... And actually, that's a really valid point. I have to agree with you on that. It just goes to show you that the writer behind the film is the same writer that wrote Argo for Ben Affleck. And he won an Oscar for that. But maybe... Even though he won an Oscar for that, maybe this type of film is not for him. And it just goes to show you. I mean, yes, he won Oscars, but maybe this is just not his... Yeah, it's not his thing. So, now, this is where... And I don't know if I heard... I don't know. Maybe I heard this wrong. But, so, and the writer, whose name is escaping my mind, who wrote... who wrote Batman v Superman, was... going to be attached to Justice League. And this was announced when Batman v Superman was announced that this man was writing this, and he was also going to be writing Justice League. And Zack Snyder was directing. And then Batman v Superman came out, and then you heard all the negative reviews about it, and then now it's just these two gentlemen are still attached to the film.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I would say don't give up on it. I feel like this could be the turnaround point.
Yeah.
Listen... Everyone makes mistakes, right? You learn from them. Hopefully you learn from them. If you don't, we'll see it. If you do, we'll see it. Go see the movie in November. I'm definitely going to see the movie.
Hell yeah.
And I think I'm going to be very happy with the movie.
I'm so excited to see my favorite heroes together. And I know this is all like me sounding really selfish.
You're
so
selfish.
Yeah, especially when it comes to this. But I'm so pumped to see them all together. I just hope that, like you said, learn from their mistakes and that, they realize that they take what was said about Batman v Superman and take it as constructive criticism.
Yes.
And edit this film appropriately. Because DC can't continue to have extended cuts for each of their films.
No.
There is a way, and I hate to compare it, but you can't help it. How does Marvel know what to do? Yes, these movies are all 2.5 hours long, and like Steve has said, sometimes do they really need to be? You know, I mean, unless you're making a film that's 2.5 hours long, and you can make it entertaining, where there's not a part where you're like, okay, wow, like, all right, oh no, okay, I'm back into it. But why can't DC figure out a way to make a cohesive story in 2.5 hours with a beginning, middle, and end that just flows and makes sense?
I agree.
I don't understand why they can't get this team together. Because
here's the thing. We're gonna get our first glimpse with Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. Obviously, that's not Zack Snyder, I don't think, right?
No, they got a female director to do that. Yeah.
Obviously, that's not Zack Snyder, but I think Wonder Woman's gonna set the tone in June and November. I think everyone's gonna get shocked by the way this movie is for Justice League, because I think it's going to be 1 billion times better than everyone's expecting.
I'll tell you what. If Wonder Woman is a hit, people are gonna be like, okay, thank God.
Yes.
But if Wonder Woman bombs,
see, but my thing is, even if Wonder Woman bombs, everyone's still gonna see Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Everyone.
Oh yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It's just.
But my thing is, no one's gonna be upset. They just be like, they drop the ball again, and then they get on to November and see what happens.
It's just frustrating.
It is. we can air these grievances all day.
You know, I just wish that they could, because honestly, I love the casting for these heroes. I love all the actors that they chose for these heroes, and I love the look of it. And I've said this before. After Nolan's brilliant trilogy that he made, I was like, okay, now I'm ready for a Batman that looks like you took him right out of the comic and threw him on the screen, which is what Tim Burton kind of did in a way. I mean, with his scenery especially, it looked very comic booky. So when I saw like Ben Affleck's outfit was gray and black, and just the way everybody was looking, I was like, okay, now we're back to this, because now I feel like a lot of directors are not so timid with giving these heroes their classic suits. So, for example, you have the original X-Men, they're all in like black leather.
Yes.
And during that time, like the early 2000s, everybody was going for this like Matrix-y kind of look.
Yeah.
In like black leather, and you couldn't have Wolverine in like the yellow and black. And then at the end of Apocalypse, even though the movie was not very good at all.
Oh, come on. I liked it. It should have been like a two-part kind of movie with Apocalypse, but continue.
We did give a reaction. You guys can watch that and see my thoughts on it. But I did enjoy at the very end of the film, they had the X-Men together, and they were in pretty much their classic costumes. And I was like, awesome. Like, don't be afraid anymore.
I agree.
You know, and even though I know Aquaman, like I say that in Aquaman, I mean, I saw in the one image of, like, the 6 of them, he is wearing this armored outfit, and there are hints to, like, orangey in it and, like, green in the pants, but it's not the classic Aquaman that we know.
Yeah.
But I think, in a way, you kind of had to transform him, because there's so many jokes that were made about this character.
Yeah.
So you had to make him, and, like, what better actor than the manliest man of all men,
Jason
Momoa. You know, and the Flash is like tweaked a little bit. It reminds me of like the Injustice video game Flash.
Yeah.
It's this very post-apocalyptic, like his outfit is like a bunch of plates together.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It looks sick.
I dig it. I think it's sick. I love like how the fingers are cut out of the glove. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pumped for his suit.
Just so you know, the X-Men Apocalypse podcast, we didn't air that. Remember, it was a practice.
We didn't air it?
No, remember it was practice.
Oh my god.
I
so
believe.
You can't watch it. Really?
We could probably post it. I don't think we did that for like a thing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Shit. Oh man.
But
really dropped the ball. If you guys want to see it,
we might post it, I guess. If we didn't do it already, which I
thought we did.
I don't think we did.
We didn't do it?
No, because we didn't do any movie reviews besides Rogue One, Star Wars Episode 5 and 6, and that was it. We still have to do Luke Cage. We haven't done that yet.
We never did Luke Cage.
Because our missed episode, we still have to do a full season review.
Yeah.
And since this is like overboard, we still have. There's a lot of movies coming out in 2017.
Yeah.
We hit all the superhero movies.
Yeah.
There's a ton more that we would love to talk about. I want to talk about It, Power Rangers.
Yeah, let's go down the list and we'll just look at some and just kind of shoot out which ones we're really pumped for.
We don't really have much. We're like 40 minutes in.
Oh, are we? Well, real quick, just like fire.
We're not just name stuff. So we got Resident Evil's The Final Chapter.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
We got John Wick 2.
Yes. Have you seen John Wick?
No, I didn't see that.
It's amazing. Yeah.
We got Rings, which is like the sequel to Ring. The Ring.
Yeah.
We got King Skull Island, which
Kong
Skull. Why did I say King?
I'm not sure.
That looks awesome.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I can't read that. Can you read that?
Ghost in the Shell,
Beauty and the Beast, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
All are going to be awesome, I think.
I hope so.
Annabelle 2. Pirates of the Caribbean's new movie, which whatever.
I'm excited.
I'll see
I don't know. Like, they made so many of them, and the last few, like the first two were really good, and then they just kind of took a shit.
Yeah. The first two were awesome.
But this one looks. Javier Bardem.
Is Johnny Depp still like
He's
Captain
back.
Jack Sparrow?
Have you seen the teaser trailer for it?
No.
We're gonna watch it afterwards because you're gonna be like, oh, okay.
We can do a reaction video like next week or
it's
2 weeks later because you're like gone next week.
The Mummy.
This week, whatever you want to call it. So the Mummy is gonna be awesome. World War Z 2. That was the first time I knew about it, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
Can't wait. Love Kingsman.
Transformers: The Last Night. Let's go.
Get the hell. Let's go. Give me a friggin' break.
I'm so excited for that.
Give me a break.
I love Transformers.
Oh my god.
We got War for the Planet of the Apes. Can't wait for that.
God,
it's gonna be
man.
awesome.
I love that franchise.
The Dark Tower.
I'm excited. It's a Stephen King book.
Is it?
And
I haven't seen it.
Idris Elba's in it. And I've seen like images. I love Stephen King. I'm intrigued. I don't really know much about it.
We got Alien Covenant, which I can't wait. I saw the trailer for that.
Did you see the poster? All it is like it's black and it just says the word "run" with like the alien coming out of the shadows.
That's awesome.
Freaking sick.
In September, after August with Alien, I was gonna like ruin it again, but Pennywise is back in full action. Looks sick. If you haven't seen pictures yet. I cannot wait to see the new It.
Oh my god.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
It should come out in October for Halloween. But whatever.
Yeah. Was it late September?
Aired in September. I don't care. It should be October 31st, regardless of what day it lands on next year.
That would be sick.
Anyway.
Well, I'm looking at the one that's in October, and I'm like,
Blade Runner and Insidious Chapter 4.
I'm pumped for Blade Runner.
I need to see the first Blade Runner.
Yeah, and it's crazy that we haven't, but I heard it's one of the greatest sci-fi films. And I've seen the teaser for Blade Runner. Did you see it?
No.
With Ryan Gosling?
No.
The teaser alone, and not seeing Blade Runner, I'm already hooked. I saw the
we
teaser.
We got a lot of reactions to film, a lot of teasers to film.
Yeah.
We'll do this stuff because there's a lot of stuff I haven't watched yet or you haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
And December, obviously Star Wars Episode 8. Kevin is not interested in Star Wars. If you haven't watched our Rogue One review,
Force Awakens was good. I said that. I did like Force Awakens. I thought it was so. I'm sure I really don't have a choice. I will probably be going with you guys to see this.
And Jumanji, my boy Dwayne Johnson,
Kevin Hart,
Jack Black. I cannot wait. I hope they do it justice.
I hope so, because the Robin Williams one I love.
Oh, it's amazing.
And
I could watch that every day of my life.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
So this, I'm kind of intrigued to see what they're gonna do.
I hope they give a nice shout out to Robin Williams. Obviously, rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super excited about it, but I'll go see it. I just want to see what they're doing differently.
I see all my boy Dwayne's movies, but I think it's time to wrap up. We've been doing this for a long time today.
Yeah.
First episode of 2017. Gotta make it long, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do, like I said, reaction videos to the trailers we talked about. Maybe we'll do a part 2 and talk about the movies we quickly referenced. Because there's a lot to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah.
They all have trailers. They all look good.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Yeah, so we got the hero chest. We got new stuff on the wall. I got this sick Green Arrow hat for my sister.
Sick hat.
I got 4 more Funkos for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd it go? It's been a good year. 2017.
Pump for this year, man.
First beer of the year. Sam Adams. Winter Lager. I was looking for the label, but I ripped it off because when you get ice on this shit and it takes off.
Yeah.
And I was ADD.
Mine's intact.
His is intact. Mine's
Pretty good.
at the bottom. But Winter Lager, Sam Adams.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
This beer?
Yeah.
I like it. It's good. It's a good lager.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
It's smooth, easy to drink.
I'm gonna give this a 4.5 on Untapped. Follow me, TLB Maximum. Add me. I will add you back. Kevin doesn't have Untapped because he is a square.
So you cannot follow me.
But I'll get him. I will eventually get him to download it because you gotta keep track of your beers, Kev.
They're all in here, my friend.
They're all in there.
All in there. It's like a steel trap.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you, guys.
2017, we're going full force. Heroes and Brews with nerdy dudes.
I'm dabbing.
No, don't dab. No. We dab off show, not on show.
I want to dab on the show.
No, because 2017 is not going to be the year of the dab. 2017 is going to be the year of the hero and brew, the Beeroes.
I just learned what dabbing was, and now you're telling me it's not a popular thing.
2017 is the year of the Beero. That's us.
All right.
We're your friendly neighborhood Beeroes. Ty, Kev, Steve, who, actually, before we end, we have the Friend of the Year award. Our Friend of the Year award goes to our great friend Steve.
Yeah.
Because he is the Friend of the Year.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
He is.
We're going to make an award for that too. Because we're going to have a good budget this year. And we're going to have awards for Beer of the Year. Friend of the Year.
So many trophies, man.
Topic of the Year.
Yeah.
The Beero of the Year, which is going to be me every year because you stink. No, he doesn't stink. But I mean, I wore a Green Arrow costume on Halloween. So that totally already tops
That's
him.
a good point.
And I have a sick hat.
No, but for real though, Steve, who is homesick right now, I hope he's feeling better. He is, you know what? He's been doing a fantastic job as the producer of our show.
Awesome rundowns.
Every week, this man is blowing up our emails with a whole rundown and topics. And to be honest with you,
it helps keep us.
If Ty and I were doing like this whole thing, I'd be hanging from the ceiling. I don't know.
I'd be talking about the picture back there where Steven saw my picture, and I've met him 4 times, and how we're best friends, and I wear a Green Arrow hat. And I got a Green Arrow picture, and I got the "Do Not Fail the City" somewhere right there.
Yeah.
I can't
So
do
that
this.
would all happen if Steve wasn't in control. So
yes.
I love that he is. He's got a good control on us. He makes the show organized, and he makes the show even better because he's the puppet master behind it.
So, Friend of the Year, Steve.
Steve Griffin.
Clap louder. There we go. Steve. But again, thank you for watching. Please give us comments. Tell us what you'd like us to see, what you'd like us to try.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want us to name the Hero Chest. It's not going to be named the Hero Chest soon.
Yeah.
We're going to have I guess we can have a little contest or a poll or see what people send in. We can have a list and see what people vote for.
That's perfect.
We got a lot of things
cooking. Just start throwing names at us. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out. Yeah. But again, as always, thank you for watching and have a great night.
Oh, you did it! You did.
We'll dab. Ready? 3, 2, 1.